Hello there, this is Anna Lundberg from One Step Outside, and I wanted to talk to you today about the Fast Track Your Business program. Now, I opened up this program for the second time in 2019 last Thursday. Doors are closing already this Thursday, so we have a few more days to have a think about whether you would still like to join us, and I wanted to give you a bit of a sneak preview of what you'll get in terms of the content of the program. Now, this is the second time I'm opening this up this year. We already have a fantastic group of women, actually, who are working their way through the program at the moment. They've been already making huge leaps forwards and getting fantastic results. And in fact, you may have already heard from a couple of them who shared their experiences in the program and working with me in the last few days. You can see those here in the Facebook group or on the Facebook page as well. You can see some of the snippets, and you may be able to ask them questions directly as well if you have any questions at all. Now, the membership site, which is what you're looking at now, we'll log in a moment, is a core part of the program, as I said, but it is just one part. So before I dive in, I do want to remind you about the other elements that you'll be getting access to. So the Fast Track Your Business program is a 3-month, 90-day program to help you do just that, to help you take your business from more or less thriving, doing okay. You know, you have some clients, probably mostly via word of mouth and so on, it's going quite well, but take it from surviving to thriving, where you're able to focus on the best parts of the business, where you've got a steady stream of clients, you have a systematic approach to attracting, engaging, converting, and nurturing those clients. And you're enjoying it. You're working with the clients you want to be working with. You're getting the money, or at least you're on the track to get, the money that you really want from the business. And in fact, that you're on track to build the business that you wanted to build when you first had this idea. So you probably already have the basics in place, you have the business up and running, or certainly a very strong idea, but there's an element of refining required in terms of taking a step back, looking at what am I really trying to do here. You may have got caught up in the day-to-day, you may have become involved in some projects that you don't really want to be involved in, and so on. So taking a step back, looking at the bigger vision, looking at all the brand fundamentals of who is your ideal client. What does your brand stand for? What's your positioning in the market? How are you going to market your products or services to the client that you've identified? And of course, very important, looking at the financials, and also then very practically as well, looking at how to implement this. So it's a 3-month active program with a membership site, with calls, with a Facebook group, and then you have 3 months additional access to the membership site where you can continue working through the materials at your own pace, and consolidate really and refine what you've been doing. So again, the membership site is a core part of this. Every other week we'll have Q&A calls where you can hop on and ask everything and anything that's come up for you, either on that current module, so there are those 6 modules, or the previous module, or perhaps you're steaming ahead and you want to ask something that we haven't covered yet. Perhaps, in fact, you've had a busy week and something else has come up a little bit outside of the program. By all means, then you can bring that to the call as well to get unstuck and to free up that time and energy again to focus on the program. Now, people do ask me, how am I going to fit this in? What happens if I get behind? And the reality is, and the feedback I've heard from the group is, nobody gets left behind. We're there, I set you up with an accountability partner first of all. If you want that, I'm there for your accountability as well. And, if a week or a couple of weeks happen when you're traveling, when life happens, as we say, something happens in the business, you're very busy with work and you just don't have the time and energy to focus on this, that's absolutely fine. You can continue working through, picking up where you left off as soon as you can. And again, you have those additional 3 months of access to the site after the active portion of the program. Now, ideally, you can attend the calls because that's really your opportunity, again, to bring any and all questions and topics and so on to the group, to me, really, to have a dedicated session within that group setting to talk about your specific situation. And that's really going to help you keep up the momentum and keep moving forwards. The other element that I mentioned is the Facebook group. So we have an exclusive Facebook group for the program where we're all together. I can hop on there, do some extra lives, training if needed. You can ask questions, you can share your worksheets, you can get feedback. And above all, my favourite part of the program is probably the collaboration you'll get with your peers in the program, the feedback they'll give you, the encouragement, supporting you if you feel a bit down, maybe you're getting frustrated, and celebrating your wins with you as well. So again, this membership site is the core part. You have the Q&A calls, you have the Facebook group, and of course you have the option to upgrade to individual coaching with me as well if you feel that you want to go even faster, you want to go even deeper and broader and really up level with a more specific dedicated session on your business. But without further ado, let's dive into the membership site here and see what it looks like. So we're going to choose the Fast Track Your Business program here. We'll see if I can remember the password. There we go. And you arrive on the welcome page here with some instructions. There will also be a version of this walkthrough here. So, if you join, you'll make sure that you have the opportunity to understand more in depth the different modules. And in fact, you can already see here at the top that you have the modules appearing. You also have the menu here on the right with the same modules, and you have access to email me and my team if there are any issues. So you have this welcome page, of course, that you can move through. And then what will happen is you'll have access to each module as the time progresses. So I don't want to overwhelm you with too much too soon. So you'll start off with the vision module. And you'll see here that there's always the intro session. And in fact, this is a re-recorded session specifically for this round where we've enhanced the content that we're providing. So you'll have an introduction to the vision module and then a number of exercises. You'll see that there's, let's play this one just so you get an idea.
Hello there, this is Anna Lundberg.
This is Anna Lundberg, so you'll hear a lot of me. So there will be an audio, there may be a PDF, sometimes there's a video. You always have the option to download the MP3, which is basically the audio file that you can then listen to on the go, on your phone and so on. And this, as you can see, is quite a substantial module because we really start with the big picture of what you want from life and from your business, and that's a big question. Then we get into the clients module. We get into the brand module, we get into the marketing, I'll dig into that one. You can see again there's the introduction, there's a video in this case with a presentation on developing your content marketing strategy, there's the latest trends in content channels and best practices and so on. So again, there are these 6 modules. Identifying your big picture vision, getting clarity on that, which of course will be an ongoing piece of work. Nailing your clients in the sense of really understanding who they are, what their wants, needs and desires are. Then on the other side of the spectrum, what your value proposition is going to be, how you're going to meet those wants, needs and desires of your clients. We'll look at the marketing and sales that you need to do to engage that client, to attract, engage, convert and nurture that client. We'll look at the financials, very important, whatever stage of your business you're at, to really look at what are your goals, what are your expenses and needs, and fundamentally how can you build your proposition, your packaging, your programs to make sure that you're building up to your ultimate goals. And then one of my favorites, yes, I geek out a little bit on this stuff, but the implementation piece is setting yourself up for success with really practical strategies or even tactics, setting up your calendar every week, having a regular schedule for exactly what you're going to be doing, making sure that you're focusing your energy and attention on those key priorities. And also in case something goes wrong, how would you handle that? There may also be some bonus content here that you can get. There are the call recordings and there may be some bonus training over the time as well. But as you can see, hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of how the membership site works. Obviously, this is evolving. I'm adding to it. If there is something that comes up where people have questions, I'm always happy to create something new. In general, there's plenty in there. In fact, some of the members, have said that how surprised they were, how comprehensive the materials were. There's plenty to be getting on with. And again, you can work through at your own pace. So not to worry if it feels overwhelming. I can always speak to you individually to make sure you direct your attention and time to the specific area as well that is most relevant for you. So hopefully that gives you a bit more of an insight into the membership site. Remember, this is just one part of it. You have the Q&A calls, you have the Facebook group, and of course you have the option to upgrade to individual coaching with me. But again, you can get more information about the program if you haven't already had a look, or if you need another little refresher, you can go on to onestepoutside.com/fast track, onestepoutside.com/fast track, and that's where you'll see all the information, more detail on what's covered in each module, the investment and how the whole thing works practically. And of course you can message me in the next couple of days, because remember we close on Thursday the 14th of March, so get in touch as soon as you can or comment below if you have any remaining questions. I'd love to see you you in the program. Again, we've been having such a good time with the group so far, and I can't wait to work with a new group of you. So don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions at all in terms of, is this a good fit for me? What's the best thing to focus on for me? How do I handle this? Will you cover that? Whatever your question, I promise I'll tell you if it's not a good fit. There's no use for me or for you in having someone who, isn't at the right stage of the business. So I promise I'll tell you that. And then I hope to find the best solution for you, whatever that might be. So get in touch, and I look forward to speaking to you or seeing you in the program. Thank you so much. Bye for now.